Hey guys, we're doing Zechariah chapter 6, and this one is a brain blower, man. So the chapter starts out with a vision of 4 chariots. So these chariots, one of the ways that you think about these is like God's providence going out. God's providence meaning his plan, his agenda, his strategy, what he wants to do. And it's the metaphor is for chariots that you see. That's a metaphor for God's power, his plan going out. And you see these chariots coming from between 2 mountains. So one of the ways that you can think about the 2 mountains is that it's like in between, it's like in a valley, and it comes out, and until it comes out, it's sort of secret, it's sort of hidden. And God has a timing for his providence. It doesn't just like, at least in this chapter, it doesn't just like happen out in a field. It's like coming out from between these 2 places, mountains of bronze, which are a real stable, solid picture. And these chariots are coming out, and it's like God's ways are going to happen quickly based on his timing, and you might not know about it before it happens, which is a good thing that God has that sort of a plan, especially with this situation, because we're talking about these chariots have horses that are a part of them. You have different colors. You have red, you have black, white, and then dappled. The red is most likely a symbol of like carnage and a really awful battle. The black one, a symbol of oppression and sadness and just a lack of joy. The white is good things, opulence, things taking over, lots of joy. And the dappled is sort of a mixture of some of those things. And you see these 4 spirits, these things that are happening, and you see these horses being released, and they're going all over the place. And when you see it says north and west and south, I'm talking about the areas that are surrounding where God's people are coming back to their homeland. This could be Babylon, could be Egypt, and one of them is not mentioned, and it's the red horse. You see the black and the white and the dapple that are going out, but the red horse appears to not have any assignment at this point. And some scholars believe that that's an expectation of the ultimate carnage that will take place on behalf of God's people in Revelation, where they will be fought for so powerfully that all the enemies will be wiped out. So you have a lot of action in this very first vision in Zechariah, and it has to do with chariots and horses and God's providence going out. It's very powerful, it's very active. It just shows that God has a plan, and he wants to get that plan out there with images that are strong and swift, chariots and horses. And this is God saying, I'm in control, and I've got big plans that are surrounding where God's people are, and I'm going to take care of them with like a metaphor of war and of battle and of a lot of power. It's just another way that God is saying, I'm taking care of you. Now, something interesting happens with the black horse and the white horse. Some scholars believe the black horse went to Babylon, and then it was followed by this white horse that is sort of in the same area, and it's like a picture of Babylon, and then Persia took that over, and it was the white horse is sort of a symbol of the joy given to the ruler of Persia as they take over Babylon. It all spells out bad things for the enemies of God's people, and that's that very first vision in Zechariah 6. And then you end with this brain blower in the last part of the chapter, which is the crown for Joshua. Now remember, when you see Joshua, there's a lot of agreement that this is another picture of Messiah. This is a picture of Jesus, and you're seeing these in verse 10. It says, take silver and gold from the exile, and there's 3 names that are mentioned: Heldiah, Tobijah, and Jediah. And those are Hebrew words, and they mean robust, the goodness of God, and God knows. And these are people that have come from Babylon, and they're coming to the place where God's people are, their homeland. You're taking silver and gold, you're going to make a crown, you're going to place it on the head of the high priest. And this is Joshua, and this is another picture that this is Jesus. You see in verse 12, here is the man whose name is the branch. Okay, when you see the word branch with a capital B, it's a picture of Messiah. He is a branch. In Isaiah 53, you see Jesus, the Messiah, being spoken of as a tender shoot that is growing up. Well, now we see him pictured as a branch, and this branch, it's like it hasn't fully developed into like this tree. It's a branch. He's easily rejected by a lot of people. They just think they're going to cut him off and he's not going to matter. But this branch is, it's a powerful image of what Messiah is. And he comes out of just humble beginnings, and he becomes this powerful force. Verse 12, he will branch out from this place and build the temple of the Lord. It is he that will build the temple. He's clothed in majesty, will sit on his throne. He will be a priest on his throne. Okay, look, verse 13. The end of verse 13 says, and there will be harmony between the two. Okay, who is the two? Most scholars believe that this is Zerubbabel and this is Joshua. Zerubbabel is a civil authority of God's people, of the Jewish people, and Joshua is the priestly authority. When you see harmony between the two, it is bringing together these two different types of rulers, two different types of authority, civil and kingly. And when you put those things together, you see Jesus. Civil, as in the king, religious or priestly, as in the high priest, put together in harmony between the two. This is a picture of Jesus, who is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and our high priest. Remember, when you see king, that is civil authority. When you see priest, that is religious. And Jesus brought harmony between the two of these. Oh man, verse 13, that's very powerful. Then the king, the crown will be given. You see, there's more talk about the temple of the Lord will be built. The Almighty has been sent, and all of this will happen when you diligently obey the Lord your God. Zechariah chapter 6, the vision of these chariots and a statement about this crown that is coming. Messiah is being mentioned. His authority and providence is going out. God is very busy around his people with leadership, with salvation, with battling on their behalf, and making sure that as the people's hearts are being made ready for Messiah, that he will bring harmony between these two different types of authority, kingly or civil, and priestly or religious, being brought together in the branch, namely the Messiah, Jesus Christ. And again, this is Zechariah. That's why a lot of people call Zechariah a miniature Isaiah, with so many different references to Messiah. It's genius, and it's weird, and it's so cool. So that's Zechariah chapter 6. A lot of very, very cool stuff in there. And I hope you enjoy this stuff so far, man. Thanks so much for doing the Bible together.